Hi, today I'll be demonstrating how to link an SQL Express 2008 table to Microsoft Access 2010. Okay, let's start. This link is done via the ODBC connection, so I have to first go and create an ODBC data source. This is done in Administrative Tool. SQL Server, finish. I'm gonna name it let's give it a description, and I'm gonna put in my server. Next, I'm gonna use the Windows NT credentials. I'm gonna change the default database to the name of the database that I have stored on my SQL server is named database 1. So I'm selecting that database. And it's okay. I'm gonna test the data source. Okay, test completed successfully. Okay. Great. So the connection was just created between my SQL server and Access. So I'm now going to open up Access. To try to link to a table on my SQL server. Using Access 2010. I'm going to create a Access project. I'm just going to name it Access project. Created. Now I'm going to make the connection to the SQL server by external data, ODBC database, link to data source by creating a link table. This is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to link to the data source, the machine data source, and here it is. This is the ODBC connection that I created, and this is the description. So that's the link between the two applications that I'm going to use there. Great. So now I'm actually seeing the files loaded on my SQL server. This is the table that I have created on my SQL server. So I'm now going to open this table. Okay. Right. And now you're seeing it under the tables. I can actually right click and open. And there it is. This is the data that is presently stored on my SQL server. Now, as we know, we can't edit the data. It's just basically viewing of the data that is stored on the SQL server. If you need to edit, you will have to create a database project, which I have already covered via another video. You can also look at the design view, right? And this is a message. It's telling you table is linked is a link table whose design can't be modified, which I just explained. If you want to address or remove fields or change their properties or data types, you must do so on the source database. So what it's basically saying, I can't do any modification to the table here in Access. If I have to modify any details or data, it has to be done on the SQL server itself. Do you want to open it anyway? Yes. Right, so as you can see in the field structure. So all this is just viewing. And that's it. So what we just learned is how to connect Access to the SQL server to view the tables stored on the server. That's the end of this demonstration. Have a great evening.